Hello and welcome to Dad Got This, where we answer the tough questions like, is Chicago pizza actually pizza? And what was the pizza maker's favorite song? That I can answer right now. Slice, slice, baby. Chicago pizza, deep dish pizza. The debate on whether that is actually pizza or not runs deep amongst the Italian community and just people in general. I am a 50% Italian. I am 50% Italian, 50% every other European country you can pretty much think of. So, I feel like I am a conflicted person. The 50% Italian in me, it feels like it's not pizza. New York pizza is pizza. But the other half of me is like, but it's delicious and it has dough, mozzarella cheese, sauce, toppings. It's kind of pizza. In honor of that, I wore my Star Wars Roosevelt shirt with Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon Jinn battling Darth Maul, kind of a light side versus the dark side. So I feel like Chicago-style pizza is the dark side, and New York is the light side. The dark side feels good. It's wrong, but it feels good. Whether it's pizza or not, we are going to try to make one in the Ninja Woodfire outdoor oven. We're going to set it to 500 degrees Fahrenheit or 260 degrees Celsius, and it might take a little while to get up there, so let's do that now. Grab your pellet hopper. I am using some charcoal pellets that I've been testing. So far, so good with them. They've been all right. Fill your pellet hopper. Do the dad shake. The dad shake either compacts the pellets, separates the pellets, and gives it lots of air, or does absolutely nothing. I do it every time. We're gonna set this all the way over to pizza. See, they say 425 for pan 15 minutes. Everything I was kind of like looking at was like a 500. We're gonna go custom 500, and I heard it was like 15 to 25 minutes. So we're gonna set it to 25. We want wood fire. So from my research, looking at other pizza ovens, at home-style pizza ovens, this seemed to be a good temp. We'll see. I have enough dough to do 2 pies in case one comes out terrible. Speaking of pies and dough, I made my dough last night so that it could rest overnight and kind of glutenize and do all that fun stuff. So let's go back to then.
What happened to then?
We passed that.
When?
Just now. We're at now.
Go back to then.
And then we'll go to then, so you can see then when I made the dough.
Add 380 grams of all-purpose flour to a mixer. Then add in 2 tablespoons of cornmeal, 1 tablespoon of active dry yeast, half a tablespoon of sugar, half a tablespoon of fine sea salt, 148 grams of boiling water, 74 grams of room temp water, and 74 grams of vegetable oil. With your dough hook attached, mix it on low to medium speed until the dough forms. You may have to scrape the side a few times, and after about 5 minutes, the dough should become sticky and formed around the hook. Coat a bowl with 1 tablespoon of melted butter and transfer the dough to it. Coat the dough ball in the butter and form it into like a nice ball. Cover that and leave it out at room temperature to rise for at least 2 hours. At this point, you can divide it into 2 and use it right away, or you can refrigerate it overnight and use it later.
Welcome back to now. Now is then.
When?
Or then was now. Now will be then. That's what it is. I have half of that dough that I made that has been sitting out this morning for about 30 minutes just to kind of do stuff. I've got some semolina flour. We're gonna dust our board with that. I have like a cake pan. I actually got this from Lou Malnati's, which is very famous for Chicago-style pizza. I had done a video way back where they sent me some frozen versions, and it had an at-home version with this. So I'm using this. This is like an official Chicago pan, apparently. We're gonna take some butter, and we're gonna grease this pan. 1 buttered pan. Now we're just gonna kind of flatten it out. It's more of a flaky crust than your traditional Neapolitan style dough. We're just gonna press it out. Stretch it a little bit before we put it in the pan. That should be good. Okay, in our pan we go.
And for inside the pan, you actually want to get it up the sides. So you're going to push it out to the sides. But you definitely need dough up the sides to keep everything in.
Now, I believe the appropriate way to do that would be to do it with a rolling pin, get it nice and perfect, and then lay it over the pan, trim it. But I'm not doing that. I'm going simple style, rustic. We're just doing this on our own. We're pressing it into the pan. I think this will be fine. Cheese. You need mozzarella or mozzarella if you are an Italian from New Jersey. I've got 1 pound of the fresh stuff, and then I've got a pound of classic melt. Just gonna do a little bit of mix, see how it goes. And we are just going to chunk this. Now I'm not using pre-shredded. It just doesn't come out as good. They add things to it. It's not as good as using fresh. And you know what? I'm just gonna go with all this. Just the fresh. I got enough. Take our pie crust. Cheese goes first. It's weird, right? This is a really simple red sauce. San Marzano style tomatoes. I'm using the style. Go watch my video on our San Marzano's worth the money. You'll know why. A little bit of olive oil, a little bit of salt, a little bit of granulated garlic, a little bit of granulated onion, and some fresh basil from my garden. Real simple. Crush it up with your hands, stir it up. You got pizza sauce. And we're gonna kind of layer some sauce in there. Traditionally, I think this has Italian sausage in it, but I had some ground beef I needed to cook, so this is just some ground beef that I cooked up with a little bit of spices and such. You could put pretty much anything you want in here. I'm gonna crumble in some beef. Bacon would be good. I got some grated Pecorino Romano cheese. You could use Parmesan. More cheese. We are going for cheesy here, folks. This is almost a pound of cheese in this one pie. I could probably fit the rest. And then you top it off. More red sauce. And then the last bit is we're gonna top it with a little bit more of this Pecorino Romano. And that's it. We wait for the pizza oven to be ready. This can sit in the fridge until it's ready. It can sit out if it's not that long. This actually said add food pretty quickly, so I'm going to give it a check with my little laser thermometer to see what temperature the pizza stone's at. It says it's 450 degrees, which is gonna be fine. We'll check in about 15 minutes. It's been about 15 minutes, and at this point, it's time to take a peek at our pizza. It's not gonna be done, but we're gonna look. It looks really good, but I know that it's not fully cooked. And I don't want it to get any browner than it is. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna loosely cover it with foil and put it back in. We're gonna let that cook for another 10 minutes. Pizza should be done just about now. Oh man. It's soupy. I think I might have used a cheese with too much moisture, but it looks really good. We're gonna let it sit for about 10 minutes to cool off, and then we're gonna see if we get a cheese pull. It's the only reason I did this. We definitely got a cheese pull. Let's see if the crust is cooked all the way through. Looks like it. It's pretty good. Here's my suggestion. Use a cheese with less moisture, maybe that melting cheese that I had before, maybe a little bit less sauce than I put, and cook it a little longer. But man, it is good. As far as the question goes, is it pizza? I'm gonna have to go no. It's more of like a casserole. Is it delicious? That's the most important question. Yes, definitely. I say give this a try. Let me know if you made any changes in the comments and how yours came out. I'd love to know some tips and tricks. I'm always looking to learn. If you'd like to get a Roosevelt shirt of your own, maybe this Star Wars design or one of the others that I wear in the videos, I'll throw a link down in the description. I'll also throw a link down for a pan and some accessories that you might want if you're gonna try this out. There'll be affiliate links. They do help me out. If you want to get one of these ovens, I'll throw a link for that. There will be all kinds of links in the description, including all the recipes for everything I use to make this pie. Do the likey subscribe stuff, share it out, leave a comment. If you really want to support the channel, become a member. Guess the only question that leaves is, what do you call a fake pizza? A pepperoni. Dad may tell horrible dad jokes. Cook pretty darn good, whatever that is. But one thing Dad will never do is an outro. So that's it. Bye.
This episode of Dad Got This was brought to you by our producers. Thank you very much.